Over the recent months, Kenya has been at the forefront of the fight against extremism in East Africa. As one of the most influential countries in the region, Kenya has been instrumental in Africa's shift in keeping up with the world economy. But they're also still harboring problems of the past. So how powerful is Kenya? Well, size-wise, Kenya is not all that large. At about 225,000 square miles, it's not only the world's 49th largest country, but it is actually just a bit smaller than Texas. However, comparatively, Kenya has the 7th largest population in Africa. There are nearly 45 million people, even when accounting for the region's higher mortality rate and widespread AIDS crisis. As a result of the low life expectancy, coupled with a recent population boom, nearly 3/4 of Kenyans are younger than 30. But Kenya's real strength lies in the size of their economy. In Southeast and Central Africa, Kenya boasts the largest GDP, about $55 billion a year. That may not sound like much, but the relative political and ideological stability has let the country focus on advancing market-friendly policies and safe investment and trade. Plus, Kenya's economy is largely propped up by tourism. But despite their higher-than-average economy, Kenya is still developing. They have one of the lowest Human Development Index scores in the world as a result of low life expectancy, lack of education, and income inequality. Kenya is also rife with human rights issues. Forced labor, child labor, and sex trafficking are a huge problem. Sources say that most of the city's prostitutes are below the age of 18, and in some areas, a third of the girls must resort to sex work. Refugees from Somalia and other nearby countries are also forced into prostitution and hard labor. But with Kenya's attempts at securing peace in the region, how does it stack up against neighboring countries militarily? Well, Kenya ranks among the top 10 most powerful African militaries. But Kenya's immediate neighbor Ethiopia is almost exactly twice as powerful and the go-to armed force in the region. Their other neighbor, Uganda, is also quite a bit more powerful in that regard. But the Kenyan military is US supplied and strategically relevant, which is why they're regularly used for UN peacekeeping missions. They're currently assisting Somalia in the fight against terrorist group Al-Shabaab. So where does Kenya rank as a nation? Well, on the one hand, they've been listed by Forbes as one of the next 7 developing countries on a fast track to economic prosperity. And within East Africa, they are certainly a dominating force. But compared to the rest of the world, the combination of human rights abuses, an average military, and lapses in education and living standard means that Kenya doesn't rank as a world power. Thousands of African immigrants die when trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea into Europe each year. To learn how one couple is seeking to rescue those in danger, make sure you check out this video.
Most of them were fleeing brutal conflicts in their home countries, like one pregnant woman from Somalia whose brother was reportedly killed by the terror group Al-Shabaab.
There's a link in the description to see the full story. Thank you so much for watching TestTube.